Welcome back to Yeti episode 91. We're continuing on with the Guangxi. There you go, Tour of Guangxi. Yeah, I knew that. Anyway, it's stage 3 of 6, and the first two stages definitely didn't go according to plan. This right now is the important area because the top here is 5K from the finish line next time through. So you've got a very quick descent after, and then off you go. So the breakaway's already been caught. There was a small separation there, but I don't fear that something's going to happen with that. There's a lot of guys pushing for the sprint point here in a little bit, and it will come back together as soon as they go through. And while there's a chance, an opportunity to go get points or a few seconds, at this stage, with how this race has gone, I'll just settle for, hey, let's try to get one. And speaking of get one, this is the kind of profile that I love. You got a little punchiness just before the finish. It really sets it up when you run that correctly. We got 61 riders, but we're not riding at a high tempo right now. It's allowing the others to come back to us as we're setting up the final 25K. Now, the draw wasn't great overall. We have an exact 0, but most of that comes down to pick roll and a -4 draw that he has. We were expected to have a +6, so we're a bit below. Even if pick roll was a neutral 0, we'd still be a little bit negative for the day. Shaw has a -1, but Harasim has a +2. G has a +1. Those guys are a little bit punchy and sprinty. Shaw may not end up being the guy there in those final kilometers, but the field's coming back together. 105 now, 21K left. We will be setting things up, but I really want to set it up for that hill punchiness. That's going to be kind of the important part. So we've got a really wide road here. What do we get coming around the corner? Still a wide road. We're okay for now. 16K, still wide. Still wide. We just need to get moving before 14K. 13. Now's the time. So pick roll with his -4 will get us moving first, but he went backwards initially, so it's going to take him a little bit to get up through the field, but he is starting to find some space, and we're about to start stretching that field at 11K on the first little hill sequence. So this guy's starting to pull through, and most of the team now coming with him. There's Lind in place, but G is still well out of place right now. Shaw and Harasim are there. We need to try to help G get up through. Pickle's already done. Let's get on to Vasilevsky before we get swallowed up. 8.9K. We'll go 96 and Gel. And I think G should be coming through there. Pickle, get on to the back end of this. G is up here now, but still not in position.
Falling behind. A team leader is falling behind.
All right, on to the base of the climb. Vasilevsky. Get me through that first sequence, and then as it goes back and forth, we'll have Zayat's take over soon enough. Gel. There you go. Vasilevsky comes through onto Zayat's into some clean air. Okay, no separation, but we're in the position we want to be for what's to come. Shaw's a little too far down, but Harasim looks to be in a good position. I think we're kind of riding for him now. Vasilevsky was... Oh, right. He was not first. Zayats was first. Vasilevsky follow. There you go. 3K out with a bunch of guys. Okay, so off sprinting for him. On to Lind at 2.5K. Otherwise, Hodeg's going clear, so you got to just kind of go with it. G... coming through. These guys are all sprinting already. Now Harasim, 1K out. Shaw's in place, and he's got no red bar. He's got no red bar. How are we just not capable of doing anything? Milano, Zingle, Groenewegen, Ackerman. It's Harasim in 6th. Shaw in 8th. Not a great lead out. I was hoping for sprint teams to be a little conservative on the hill, and I've often been able to get out front and then get a little separation when you're only 5K out. Not only did we not get separation, we didn't really get out front. We were almost level with those who were out front, but then as we crested and went over the top, it winds back and forth so quick that there's no time to make any real change in position. And so then you get to the bottom, and we've got 3K to the finish. And I had plenty of riders in the line, and plenty of them were near the front, but they didn't have red bar. And Shaw, the one guy who really mattered, and Harasim, who really mattered, weren't as punchy. Their red bar were low. They didn't have enough left to really compete for the end. So once again, we find ourselves not even coming very close in this race. Stage 4 is the stage that it was going to be about survival if we were going to have any chance in the overall. So far, we have not scored any podiums, which was one of the other requirements if we were going to do well in the overall. But with 13K left, we are going to set up a sprint train and try to survive what is a punchy finish on this one. Unfortunately, we've got a group of sprinters who feel like today is the day that they should take the day off because, it's a punchy stage and they're sprinters. They have not shown up. Harasim has a -5 draw. He's supposed to have a +3. He's got a -2. The team as a whole has a -9. It's ugly. It's really ugly. That's net. And Harasim alone has -5 of that. So it's not looking good for our chances once again, but we'll do what we can with this as it's a short punchy finish. I mean, you might as well. It's 5.5 kilometers and only steep at the final bit. There's definite favorites for that, but we're going to try to hang in there, and protecting guys won't do us much good. We have to put them way down the line to give them some proper protection. So one of the difficult things is the guys who had a best chance, G or Lind, have the worst ratings. So I'm not putting much faith into how this one's going to go. But we're trying to wrap up the season. We're doing our best. By the way, fun note before we hit the climb, this is an issue. That's a new issue because time of year and how daylight works where I'm at. But most importantly because boys basketball season started and we practice in the mornings, and so I'm starting my recording schedule a couple of hours later than normal as we come up on 6K to go, and Vasilevsky is done, and so we get on to our next rider. Just trying to set a good steady tempo for now to get us up there. We've got that head start of being ahead of everybody, but you got to watch how these guys go behind us. Already down to 4K. And Zayat's with a strong medium mountain rating compared to everything else, and everyone else is doing a little bit of damage to us, but he's keeping the rest of the field at bay. 3K left. Let's give him a little 99 kind of territory as here comes your first favorite to go for it. 2K. Gels. Okay, on to Riley Pickrell. 1.5K out.
You see that? You can read the pain on the faces at the back of the peloton. There's a growing number of riders left behind.
G's still looking pretty good. 800 meters.
This climb is feared by many riders. The percentages are very high.
I burnt through it in just 400 meters. So everybody just sprint for the line. Shaw's still got a little red bar, and he's still in that position, but G's at the helm for us and definitely not overtaking punchier guys. But not losing time, which was the big requirement for the day. This was about not losing time today, which is, we managed to do that just fine. G was 11th on the stage. Zayats was just behind him in 18th. And there's bound to be some splits in the field, right? But none of our guys are going to lose time. Vasilevsky is the only one who may be in danger of that. Anyway, 2 hours later in the day, I often record earlier in the day to avoid this, but I can only cover up so much. I got stuff going on. My windowsill's covered in stuff, so and my blinds. Battery's dead. I gotta take care of that now. No time lost through 95th, which means nearly all of the sprinters are still going to be in, and that means there's 9 guys ahead of us on time, and then we're well placed for a high average finish after that. And there's only 53 riders left that are on same time, but yeah, it's gonna be hard to do more than spam the top 20. unless we could actually start scoring podiums with just 2 stages left. So now on stage 5, G is in the break because we could use some seconds, but he's only about the 3rd quickest sprinter here, and these guys are just starting to back off, and there's a group coming at us, and I don't want them to get at us just yet, so I want G to keep here at the front and then go for the sprint. He'll get 2 seconds on that one, 2 seconds, so that'll help him move up. He's actually 12th overall, 20 seconds ahead, so he's doing well in that department, but we can sit on for a little bit and rest and recover. He's got a chance for 3 more seconds later on in the stage, but we will conserve him to make sure that he is still part of things. We'll keep an eye out now that we have 7 out here. If this group can stay away for a while, we might as well, but with 3 riders from one team, I should let them do a lot of the work, and we'll just kind of sit on. Alright, definitely rested for a while, but I've also contributed a bit just to make sure that they don't turn and attack me. But as we come up on a KOM, the only KOM that I'm worried about, we've got to watch out, and they do attack. We're just going to go soft, though. We just want to make sure we're still in the group, and are. Good. Alright, so here we go again, coming up on that next intermediate sprint, and we're 1K out, attacking, 2nd over the line again. 4 seconds gained for Derek G. Puts him highest in GC for us, 16 seconds down on the overall, so we're not actually going to compete for anything. It's really just bumping up a position, getting into the mix. I would have actually liked to have done Vasilevsky of anyone, because A, he's faster as a sprinter, probably could have done a little bit better with it, but he's the only one who's not in that top like 20 and would have benefited positionally from that. But we're going to go ahead and just sit on from here. If this group hangs on and does something great, they've already had 2 riders drop off, and they're only 2:45 ahead, so really not a threat with 83 kilometers left to go. So G just sitting on. G back into the field, now just 2 riders left, him sitting on. A couple of them complained and then just sat when the other 2 attacked and left us behind. So took a lot of firepower out of the group, and G now part of the group here. He could be a lead out guy actually with an 81 flat today. Double climb to navigate. This is obviously just about not getting dropped, still being part of it. Still just 2 riders off front, down to 1:15. First climb very short, and then you almost immediately go right into the next climb. Alright, first climb done, onto the second one. The field is starting to see some splits. Nah, it's yo-yoing, it's fine. And still just a small advantage for the front too. 1K from the summit. Derek, does anybody on the team have points? Zayats has 5 points in the KOM. What's the overall looking like for that? 15 points is tops. And there's 15 points available at the top of this climb. Zayats, 1K out. I'm going to have G lead out Zayats, and then we're going to try to take the KOM.
The pack is back on level terms with the breakaway group. Uh-oh, the pack is quick in the pace.
Okay, well, G's going to get 15 points. Zayats goes over second. Mohoric leads overall. He's got 20 points from the previous climb. He got 10 there, 5 on the one before that, and already had some. So G is second now, and Zayats is also in that mix. So we just put ourselves in contention for the King of the Mountains. We're also a handful of seconds, these 3 riders, but I'll let them come back. It's 32K. They're not going to go solo for that long. Definitely a different order of things here today. Skinnier road, so getting out front positioning is going to matter a bit more. Now Harasim, he gets the sprint job with a +4. Shaw gets another -1. NG with the +5 gets the early lead out. 16K to go. Zayats. 6K, so final gels. Harasim and Vasilevsky are out of position. 5K out. Zayats, let's go. G. Harasim and Vasilevsky are back in position. 3K out. G going. Shaw going. Shaw's out there and quick. Harasim coming into that final K. Vasilevsky also is there, getting us another chance. Will it be Vasilevsky? No, we're still not going to win. We're not even going to take a freaking top 3. Zingel or Christoph Fridkjær. Yeah, sure. Vasilevsky gets 7th. Harasim gets 12th. Coming up on the first sprint of the day, just 2K until we get there, and Pickerel's at the front right now. He's the one I want to go for the sprint so that he can get some time, but he's not the only one to go for it. He got 3rd there. The guy sat up after that, but that is a little bit of time. That's going to be at least 1 second gained. Yeah, Pickerel was 3rd. 1 second gained. Zayats is also in the breakaway today. Shaw has a -2 draw, but Harasim and Vasilevsky have good draws, so they're going to be the sprinters today, not Shaw. Shaw has not done anything for us with the leadership role. The guys around him are looking a lot better, but we are going to start to back off a little bit more. We've got a good sized group of 13. The unfortunate part is that Mohoric is here. So Mohoric has 20 points in the KOM. Zayats and G both ended up with 15. Zayats made it into the break, so he's going to contest, but he's not going to beat Mohoric. He's not punchy either. He's a medium mountain guy, but maybe that Cat 2 at the end would give him a chance. And if he can finish 2nd on the Cat 3, you never know. 4-minute advantage, but the guys are having to ride really hard, keeping a high tempo to open that up. So we're already 8K away, and not much recovery has happened. But Pickerel will get set up here. 5K from the intermediate sprint. Let's put him in the mix. Let's rest Zayats for a moment. And oh, what just happened? I had 5K. I was sped up, but I don't think I got anything on that, did I? Pickerel got 3rd. Okay. Well, I gained 2 seconds. That happened too fast. I was still too sped up. We're actually losing riders from this group. The tempo that they've been setting has been hard, and Zayats and Pickerel are both in a little bit of trouble, and we're only 2.5 minutes ahead of the peloton. I may need to give up on that KOM and just bring these guys back to the peloton. It's too late now. We'll just go for it. 1.9K.
They really are moving.
Pickerel's still working. Down to 9. Zayats. That's probably Mohoric, is it not? That wasn't Mohoric. Stites. He's got 12 points. Okay, he gained 5, we gained 3, so we're now on 18, just 2 behind Mohoric. And he was on, what was it, 12? He's got 17. So he's in the mix. And he's definitely a lot punchier than Zayats. Did Mohoric pick up any points? He did not. Okay. These guys have some climbing to do. Let's give them some legs for it. 7K to the top of this one. Pickerel's clearly not going to make it to there. We're going to sit on and rest, and he's going to go almost straight out the back. There we go. He has been dropped. I want heart rate to come down. We will give him protection with Derek G when they get there, but Zayats still 4.5K to go. Okay, now we up the effort. You've got protection, Zayats 2.7. This I'm gonna attack early. Hey, I just had an attack and nothing happened. I must have misclicked. But he goes solo. We're going to attack all the way over the top of this thing, 34 seconds, or not attack all the way over the top, doesn't have much energy. 45 seconds, 1K from the summit. Out of energy, but 45 seconds ahead. He's going to get the maximum points and win the King of the Mountains. Possibly.
A courageous rider is looking to break away.
Yes, think so. Zayat's 28 points. Okay, we got a King of the Mountains victory. Now from here, 32-second advantage. I'm going to push on just that little bit longer. We're going to try to recover during this descent. See if they allow the gap to open at all, which it looks like they're not. So into recovery mode. Yeah, he's only 14 seconds ahead. Pick roll, still there. Still there, but Zayats and pick roll are going to be pretty useless to the sprint here at the end.
So high that a few riders are going to be very sore at the end of the day.
Shaw's definitely useless to everything today, and this race in general. Okay, Zayats is in that top 20, so we don't want him to lose time. We don't really want any of these guys to lose time, but Pickrell and Zayats and Shaw are all in a little bit of danger. And then G and Lind have definitely worked, and then we got our two sprinters. 99 left. There is an intermediate sprint coming up, but 5K out. Lind, I'm going to let him try to contest it. If nobody else does, I can take 3 seconds and move him into the top 10, 12, whatever. Got that good flat rating, so he can get out front and just set a tempo that gets him in position to maybe do something. He's got a little acceleration, 1.9K. Coming up on the 1K banner. I'm going to go just after 1K. Others are sprinting, Grunewagen. But if we can go over second with Lind, there you go. We pick up seconds with now a third rider has done what we kind of figured would happen from stages. 16K out. We'll have to set up the sprint train a little bit later than I would otherwise because of the fatigue. But let's get gels going for all these tired guys. Alright, we got to be careful on our usage of these guys, but we're already down to 12K. We've got to give them enough to still be able to get across the line without losing time, so we can at least get one success out of this race. I feel like we're about to get separation, though. It seems like the whole field is feeling it, not just us.
5 kilometers remaining.
Pick roll. 4.5K. 4K. 3 riders. 3.5K. And nobody's coming up on us. Soft sprint for G. And we have a setup here. Harasim gets us out there. And Vasilevsky will compete for it. We'll compete for it, and we're still going to get overtaken. Vandenberg's going to take the win. It is a podium, at least. Vasilevsky's going to gain 6 seconds, but are you kidding me? Like, we finally set one up. We finally get out in the position we need to be in, and we still get beat. Vandenberg's a decent sprinter, though, but yay. Were there separations? Were there time losses? We'll find out in a second. No time losses down through 97th, so our guys will stay intact, but could drop a little bit because they didn't finish as high as normal. But Vasilevsky moves up to 8th place, 24 seconds down. G was 13th, 26 seconds down. Pickrell and Lind each gained a couple seconds to finish 15th and 16th. Zingle wins the overall. And then Harasim, Shaw, never gained time. Like, the two fast guys never got a top 3. I mean, Vasilevsky's up there too, but the two fastest guys, Harasim's was on a fitness peak by like stage 2. He had +3s daily expected. Shaw had +1s daily expected. He had a single +2. Otherwise, he had a negative race day condition, I think, every single stage otherwise. And the two guys that were expected to do well did horrible. Zayat's got 25th overall, and for that part, like, the team did well, spamming the GC. Points went to Zingle. Mountain, Zayas wins that. At least we got something. It's not a snowball type scenario, though. Under 25s, we get 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and as a team, it was a 6th place finish. Well, the difference between Haglund and our new man Vatsek is that we were going to make World Tour with Haglund. And without him, we just miss. We are 20th in those rankings, and so we are going to be Continental Pro again, but we were comfortable top 3, so we'll still have that World Tour calendar, but we're still the outsider looking in, just a little bit closer to the top. Sad that we are losing Haglund. He even makes the list for biggest moves for the season, 5th on that list even, so he's up there. But with a strong Il Lombardia, Haglund moves up into the top 10 for the rankings for the year, 3,500 points, and we finished the season 6th. Pretty comfortable 6th. We were well ahead of the Chasers, and we were well behind of the top teams. But that's a good, strong performance. Haglund did bring in the most points. Shaw had 2,200. G had almost 2,000. Montez, surprising. He kind of gets up there, but he did well. He outperformed his attributes. Pickrell was 5th for the team. Haddad also got over 1,000. Abdullah nearly got 1,000. And it starts to drop off from there. But everybody on the team did manage to score points. Gottstein even managed to get 3. Salah only 90, definitely on the weaker. Jouet, I expected more from Jouet than we've gotten. But Lind was 13th at 267 points. Very much a domestique, and that flat rating, as good as it is compared to our team, that flat rating is not good compared to everybody else. And we saw in that last race where he would go to do lead outs, and when it was his turn and he's going 99 and he's got the red bar, he's still getting swallowed up by the other teams, by the World Tour teams. Continental Pro, Continental, no problem, but those World Tour guys, those World Tour lead outs, he just doesn't have it. He is not at that level. That's going to do it for this episode and this season. We'll be moving forward into the next season. Quick note, so with basketball, we're finishing up tryouts this week. I've got a lot going on with that, and I just launched a new series here on the channel with the American Football National Championship having just taken place Monday earlier this week. With that, I have to push through a lot of seasons in the earliest episodes, so it's going to be fairly time consuming for at least 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm going to be missing one episode here this week. The Friday episode give me time to set up the new season and prepare. There's a lot of behind the scenes that goes in off camera, but we'll be back Monday. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.